Bear is having the time of his life because he loves the snow. This is his first snowfall and he's enjoying it very much. And it is January now, and January is probably the only bad month in Wisconsin when it comes to winter weather. And right now it's snowing anywhere between 9 to 12 inches over the next 12 to 24 hours. And since it's in the middle of the winter and it's snowing heavily, we need to talk about loss and why everybody needs to lose something at some point, not just in tennis. Let's have this hard discussion, shall we? I was hoping for a more somber atmosphere, but I think all the public schools and almost all private schools were called off today because of the snow, which is valid. But when it comes to loss, I'll start generally, right? I've lost loved ones in the past. I've lost high school friends, college friends, in not just the metaphysical sense, but also in the literal sense in terms of disease, accidents, stuff like that. But nothing lives forever, right? The value of life is pretty valuable, given that what we know and expect on a day-to-day basis is gonna last less than 100 years. Tragically, even shorter than that for most people. But that's what makes life so special, from what we know. But every single tragedy that's ever happened, and let me know in the comment down section below what tragedies you've learned outside of the tennis court before we get into the tennis specific ones. Every single death or every single lost connection I've had, yeah, it's sad, but you learn something from it. So a specific example is a very common example, generally speaking, is not being able to reach out. Even something as a phone call or a text or a WhatsApp message or an Instagram message for someone that you haven't talked to in several years or even a decade plus. So obviously not everybody's perfect, everybody's human, everybody has their sins and their faults, but it's the stuff that I constantly think about that I just don't act on, and might even be in the subconscious. But when tragedy does strike, unfortunately it will, more often than not, you have to learn from it. You just can't take it just at face value and move on. You've got to learn something from something that you've lost, whether it's a relationship, a friend, a parent, or even a romantic relationship. Bear. Hey, Bear, let's go. It's both beautiful and tragic in tennis. Specifically, let's talk about singles because that's the simplest form of tennis. It's both beautiful and tragic. One person has to win, one person has to lose. There's always going to be a winner, no matter how crappy or how much of a push the singles tennis match is. And they both might, and there always has to be a loser, even if it's a really, really good singles match. The best example is the semifinals between Nadal and Fernando Verdasco in Australian Open 2009. In my opinion, they're both winners, but one had to lose, one had to win. But there's one very, very important thing about losing that winning really can't do to you psychologically as a human being, as an athlete. Let's talk about that. It's kind of weird to think that there is something to win when you lose a tennis match. And I've been thinking about this over the past 12 months because the past 12 months is when I started to lose matches that I, at least in my head, shouldn't have. Like, for example, I lost to a very good friend of mine, Chris, on Real Tennis. And previously in matches, in singles match play, I've beaten him 10 times out of 10 times in full match play. He's taking sets off me, that's fine, but not in full matches. And that loss really just opened the idea up that everybody needs to lose. Otherwise, you're missing out on the one thing that loss gives you that winning doesn't, generally speaking. And that's motivation. If you win a tennis match, even if it's a close one, even if it's a tennis match that you shouldn't have won, if you win that tennis match, you don't have nearly as much push to change things in the gym or change how you eat or how you train or the psychology of being an athlete trying to beat the other person across the net from you. Loss is more inspiring to me, and it should be more inspiring to you than winning. Yeah, obviously you want to win, but think about it this way. If you win every single tennis match for the rest of your life, not only will you be the greatest player of all time, but what motivation do you have to, you know, better yourself? Believe it or not, I actually, at least nowadays, over the past 12 months, actually maybe more than 18 months, on a tennis court, even though I'm going to try my hardest to win, I want to lose. Because outside of the past 12 or 18 months, I've been playing people that haven't really been challenging me in singles. For the most part, there's obviously exceptions to that, but it's really nice knowing that, yeah, if I don't get my shit together, if I don't learn from my losses, if I don't strive for a higher level, people are going to pass me. People are just going to overtake me, and that's perfectly fine. But without losses to remind me that that is more than the realm of possibility, I need to lose, and I need to change, and I need to be disciplined and motivated enough to become a better tennis player. Without that, without losses, at least for me, that's not going to happen. So in order for me to get to the level I want to, as I'm 33 right now, but I'll be 34 this year, which is nuts. I mean, it's already 2024. I gotta do a lot of off-court stuff. In terms of loss, I'm losing the tennis rackets that I so highly thought of. So the ones that I endeared so much, the Yonex E-Zone DR98, because I'm having massive golfer's elbow. I've had massive golfer's elbow ever since the beginning of December. So I gotta find another racket, and I actually did find another racket, but I'll do a racket review for that sometime in the near future, and it's a smaller racket company. It's gonna be fantastic. I'm losing those rackets. I need to lose the current diet that I have that's filled with liquor, vodka, and Taco Bell, because my cholesterol's through the roof right now. I'm 183 pounds, which is the heaviest I've ever been. So in order to play at the ITF Masters level, like I'm going to Spain in this March to play those tournaments, I gotta lose some of those habits of mine. It's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be damn near difficult because I've been complacent for a while now, but my metabolism is slower. In a money tournament that I played in the beginning in December, I lost in the finals 7-6, 6-0 to a former 11 UTR who's like 23 or 24 years old, played Division 1. He was a monster. I was up 5-3 in the first set. And then I got broken, went to a tiebreaker and lost that, and I just got gassed in the final. And then me and my buddy Matt lost in the semifinals to a very, very young but good team. So congrats to them. But yeah, haven't done a vlog like this in a while, so let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I still live stream on YouTube Tuesdays and Thursday nights. So what do you think about loss? And after you lose a tennis match or lose something, there's always something to be gained. Let me know in the comment down section below last time you lost something, tennis related or not, and what you gained from it. It's pretty eye-opening. So it's coming down really hard now. Gotta grab dinner. It's starting to become a little too dark for this GoPro to pick up light. So as always, guys, happy hitting.